Hey guys, what's up? It's me, ABB. Before we get started with the podcast, really quick, I just wanted to plug in some people that I thought were worth mentioning, other content creators that I think will fancy you. First, to start us off, is Uncle Stash. Check him out. He's a Twitch streamer at twitch.tv/Uncle Stash. He's a really cool guy. He plays a lot of games. I believe last time I saw him playing was Call of Duty Warzone. And but despite what he's playing, what makes him top notch is his personality. He loves to conversate with people, and I think he's really down to earth, you know. He always checks up on me even when I don't check up on him. And I've met him, that's how I met him, on Twitch. So for sure I vouch for him. He's a stand-up guy. Shout out to you. Wherever you are, Stash, you're A1 since day one. The next person that I want to shout out is B. Clark Gaming. Brandon Clark Gaming, I believe, is what the B stands for. But check him out. He's hilarious as shit. He makes me laugh every time. I've been checking out his Call of Duty videos. I've been part of them as well. So, you know, it's a good time playing with him, and it's even better time watching his content. Be on the lookout for him. He's a hilarious guy. His timing is funny. He has a knack for it. So be on the lookout. I think that's it for now for the plugins. Let's go on to the podcast. So I hope you enjoy the show. Just know there's going to be a lot of ums and babbling. Whoops. As you can see, I already hit the mic, and this is the first rodeo, first of many.
Snaring hard kick. This is it. The cocaine and the crack.
They all sound the same to me.
There's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. Take me out of here.
Tell them what we came from.
That's how I'm living.
That's how we do it.
That's just the way it is. That's the reason why I came to you.
Drink and women and money.
Salutations, people far and wide. Welcome to the Alpha Bang Bang podcast. I am your host, Alpha Bang Bang, aka ABB. Call me what you want, but you can't call me broke. That's a damn lie. I hope you're doing well today on this lovely morning of whatever day I post this. Over here, it's currently 5 a.m., 12/9/2022. So I was going to give you a rundown of a little bit about me. I was sharing information, but then it started sounding like a dating profile. And you know what? I'm going to let you find tidbits and little nuggets about me on the way of this podcasting journey. I think that'll be a little bit more fun. I'll give you the information and you piece it together. How about that? That's the deal, right? So to break down what I'm going to cover on this podcast, usually goes like this. Goes the intro, gaming news, tech news, sports, trending topics, miscellaneous, and then my ending, goodbye. That's how I have it set up. However, over time, we'll adjust and, you know, fix it. I think I'll add other stuff to it too. Like, I love comedy. I love a lot of topics. I love, you know, whatever. But that's enough of me rambling on. Without further ado, let's get into the show, huh? So, last night, if you weren't aware, the Game Awards were on. And for those of you who are uninitiated or who don't really care about it, I'm going to break it down for you. The Game Awards, this is from the Washington Post. So, the Game Awards has 31 categories, from Best Narrative to Best Esports Team. While All My Eyes being highly unanticipated, the Game of the Year award contest for the Best Game Direction, Indie, Score, and Performance generated plenty of buzz. New to the lineup this year is the Best Adaptation Award for video game-inspired shows and movies. Elden Ring took home Game of the Year, while God of War Ragnarok swept the rest of the show with 6 wins, including Best Performance for Kratos, actor Christopher Judge, as well as both Best Audio Design and Score Music. Here's who won Thursday night. Game of the Year, Elden Ring. Best Game Direction, Elden Ring. Best Ongoing Game, Final Fantasy XIV. I think that's 16. Best Action Adventure, God of War Ragnarok. Best Independent Game, Stray. Best Player's Voice, Genshin Impact. Best Role-Playing Game, Elden Ring. Best Mobile Game, Marvel Snap. Best Fighting Game, Multiverse. Best Esports Game, Valorant. Best esports athlete, Jacob Ye Whitaker from Cloud9, Valorant. Best esports team, Loud, Valorant. Best esports coach, Matthews, Bazooka Tarasconi, Loud, Valorant. Best esports event, 2022 League of Legends World Championship. Best family game, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Best performance, Christopher Judge, God of War Ragnarok. Best debut by an indie, Stray. Best adaptation, Arcane League of Legends. Best narrative, God of War Ragnarok. Best art direction, Elden Ring. Best VR AR, Moss, Book 2. Best sim strategy, Mario, Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Best community support, Final Fantasy XIV. Games for Impact, As Dusk Falls. Best esports racing game, Gran Turismo 7. Best multiplayer, Splatoon 3. Best audio design, God of War Ragnarok. Best content creator, Ludwig. Best most anticipated game, well, I guess it's just most anticipated game, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Best action game, Bayonetta 3. Best score music, Bear McCreary, God of War Ragnarok. Innovation in accessibility, God of War Ragnarok. So God of War Ragnarok had 10 nominations. Sounds like to me it's a game that I gotta play, huh? I mean, I'm not mad at it. To be honest with you, there weren't that many, I guess you would call AAA games that were, I would say that is in competition with God of War. I mean, Elden Ring's pretty damn good, but it definitely doesn't have, I guess, a legacy or a prestige that, you know, Kratos has. I guess the lore is what I'm trying to say. The lore is more mainstream because obviously it has history to it. Like, there's actual history to Kratos. And they just made him so badass. Like, he's iconic. He's an iconic figure in the industry. So I don't know anything about Elden Ring. I'm pretty sure it's a great game. I haven't played it, but yeah, you know, everybody knows Kratos, right? And the reason I say Elden Ring's a good game is because, well, majority obviously wins over that one. There's very few people that I have heard. Actually, I haven't even heard one person say that Elden Ring's not a good game. Everybody has fun with it. You know, they love a challenge. And so shout out to them. I didn't have any complaints with the list of who won what, but I'm happy for Kirby. You know, I'm glad that they won an award. It was a really great game. I played a little bit on the Switch. Well, on my friend's Switch. Shout out to Edwin. It's a very enjoyable game. Very, very soothing. And then, you know, the difficulty, if you pick the hardest one, and it really gives you a good challenge. So, like, yay. Yay for them. Other than that, I mean, Splatoon 3, best multiplayer, huh? Kind of want to try that out then. Besides the nominations, obviously, everybody was looking forward to announcements, and we got plenty of them. For example, if you're a Cyberpunk fan, Idris Elba joins Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty. The trailer opens with Digital Ghost and Rockstar Revolution. By the way, this is from, again, the Washington Post. The trailer opens with Digital Ghost and Rockstar revolutionary Johnny Silverhand, Keanu Reeves, ranting about the endemic corruption within the new United States, the sovereign government of North America in Cyberpunk's dystopian future. Elba's portraying Solomon Reed, who is described as an FIA agent in the game's trailer, presumably Cyberpunk's equivalent to the CIA. Interesting. I didn't catch that part. I must have went to go boo-boo or something. A game that they announced that caught my eye because I thought it was a new Gundam game and would have been perfect timing because I just downloaded Gundam Evolution, which I recommend you download and give it a try because it's Overwatch except with Gundams and fast paced, way faster than Overwatch. I don't know. I haven't played Overwatch 2. But the gunplay and the movement is way faster than the first one. So if it stayed the same, just know that you're going to be looking left, right, up, down at all times. But I digress. So yeah, this new game that they announced is called Armored Core 4 Fires of Rubicon, or Armored Core VI, just in case, because I'm terrible with Roman numerals. I was terrible at math, so don't trust me. But let me read the excerpt from the Washington Post. When From Software's name hit the screen, the crowd roared. In a brief trailer, mechs battled each other in an apocalyptic-looking future. Then the reveal. Armored Core VI Fires of Rubicon will come out in 2023 for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, S, and PC. See, I like to read the excerpts because I always forget to, let you know when the game comes out and the consoles and if it's going to be on PC. But for the most part, I've seen most of I saw it live. That's wonderful. My phone went off. Anywho, next game that I want to talk about is Crime Boss Rockay City. This one had a whole bunch of features from different, actors or pop culture icons or has-beens. I don't know if that's rude, but people you knew in the day. Like, for example, Michael Madsen, Vanilla Ice, Danny Glover, Danny Trejo. But let me go ahead and break it down for you by reading the excerpt. Let's see. Kill Bill and Reservoir Dogs star Michael Madsen went on stage to reveal Crime Boss Rockay City, a first-person heist game from the Czech studio In-Game. Madsen plays Travis Barker, a career criminal aiming for the top of the Miami underworld in the 1990s. Madsen is joined by a bevy of fellow 90s media stars, including Kim Basinger, Chuck Norris, Vanilla Ice, Danny Glover, and Danny Trejo. Crime Boss Rockay City is set to release March 28, 2023. It looked really cool, it was a flashy trailer, and obviously with the star power of the cast, it makes you wonder what's it going to be about. I think what caught my eye was it was kind of like Saints Row ish, but more, I think it was in first person from what they revealed a little bit. No, they didn't. I don't think they did they? No, they didn't reveal a first person or anything. It must be tripping. I don't know. The trailer looked flashy and I liked it. It's something that I'm watching for. So, for those of you that don't know me, Crash Bandicoot is my number one arch nemesis, I think. It's up there. I hate Crash Bandicoot. I'll say this, the remakes, the graphics are amazing, but fuck that game, dude. The level design, there's such trolls, they can kiss my ass. Anywho, I brought that up to let you know that Crash Bandicoot is coming out with a new game. I think it's called Crash Team Rumble or something like that, something along the lines. It's coming out 2023. Yeah, Crash Team Rumble, that's what it's called. It's a multiplayer game. And they had apparently, thank God I missed this one, some gag where Crash tried to steal all the Wumpa fruit. And you know what? He's still wearing he's wearing shorts now. Oh wow, good. He finally caught up with the times and stopped wearing John Cena shorts. Because this guy here, jeez, I wish him nothing but falling into the pits of hell, where he belongs. Because he can kiss my ass. Because whatever. Anywho, next game. The next game that we're going to talk about is Space Marine 2, which looked really dope. There was a lot of action, a lot of explosions, and a lot of, I don't know what you call them, but they're like zombies. And, well, not zombies, but alien, they don't look human. So this one Marine was like lighting it up, and he was killing things with a sword or axe, whatever you want to call it. Something to do with the lore. But let me go ahead and read this passage. Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2 drops another impressive trailer. Mark Strong's performance as Titus is missed, but the best part of the series is how well it nails the feeling of being a Space Marine. They are 8-foot tall walking tanks that use grenade launchers as pistols and make the ground shake with every step. And boy, did that trailer really capture it, because I've never played a Warhammer game in my life, but did I want to? I don't know if it's just coming out. They didn't say what consoles it's coming out for, but it's looking like it has a PlayStation logo. So definitely PlayStation, probably PC. If it comes by Xbox, I'll probably take a look at it. So from the next game, we have, from the creators of The Life is Strange, it's Banisher's Ghost of New Eden. Banisher's Ghost of New Eden, I don't know why I have a hard time saying it. Banisher's Ghost of New Eden is an upcoming game from Life is Strange creator Don't Nod. In the trailer, we got fantasy, ghosts, and a lot of people signed sadly. Looks fun. It comes out end of 2023. Platform availability wasn't specified in the reveal. My knowledge of The Life is Strange, it looked cool. I don't know. I'm one of those people that's one of the games where I like to watch somebody else play. I don't think I would play it myself, but it's really cool because I think you had different endings depending on what actions you take. I can't spoil it for you because I forgot about it. It's been so long since I've checked out. I know Life is Strange 1 for the most part. Life is Strange 2, I don't remember. I don't even think I've seen it. So you're on your own. But that's pretty cool. I think they did a good job for it, at least in Life is Strange 1. Kept me entertained watching other people play, so I'll definitely check this out on somebody else's channel. So this next one has to do about a game. But it's not a game. It's a movie. And I think you know what it is. The new Super Mario Bros. Movie. And they had Keegan Michael Key come out. And he did his little bit, he's a comedian, right? So he tried to do a bit about Toad's mushroom and how it's not a hat or it's a cap or whatever. Not gonna lie, wasn't the best joke, but he did the best. He tried to have fun. That was the main thing. People were calling it cringe, and you could be right, but at least he was trying to have fun. People are so negative these days. You can't just try to joke, just try to be funny. But I digress. They showed another trailer of the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and I gotta tell you, Chris Pratt, it's not gonna do it for you. But the animation's superb. I mean, it's amazing to look at it. The colors, the color palette is just wonderful. It's just mwah. And then you look at Mario. I've never seen Mario so cool. And Toad is running around. You definitely got to check out the trailer if you haven't. They put up a new one. I wish, obviously, like everybody else, they choose a different voice actor for Mario, preferably the original. Hell, he doesn't even have to say much. I don't think Mario has to talk, really. He just they just break down complicated things. They could be going through like brain surgery or whatever and tell him like, oh, Mario, your grandma's dying. He's like, oh, and he's like, he just says like, woohoo, or whatever. I don't know, that little psychopathic little fucker. He doesn't say much, but he gets the job done. That's the main thing. I don't know. The Super Mario Bros. Movie is set to release April 7, 2023. Be on the lookout for that. Definitely check out the trailers. It was something to look at, for sure. So Amazon is partnering with Bandai Namco to make a free-to-play weeb game called Blue Protocol for the Xbox Series X, S, PC, and PlayStation 5. There was a good amount of cheers in the audience for it. I don't know dick about Blue Protocol or whatever, but it looked cool. People were saying Genshin clone, so I don't know. Check it out. It's free. So for the upcoming show that's on HBO, The Last of Us, the cast came out and presented the award for Bayonetta 3, which won the best action game. Doug Bowser accepted the award, and I think it was the third time that, I don't know if Bayonetta won 3 times. I don't know. Or it's saying for the third time, thank you very much. Oh, wait. So Doug Buzzer must have came out 3 times on behalf of Nintendo, I guess, if they won any awards that night. So there's that. And then Diablo 4 gets a new trailer. There's a lot of 4s out tonight, huh? Or last night. It's pretty cool. Activision Blizzard shared a new trailer for its upcoming Diablo 4, showing off the game's dark vibes and the release date of June 6, 2023. Diablo 4 will be the latest entry in the popular long-running series and one fans have eagerly awaited. The game's development has been rocky, with some employees saying they work long hours while enduring scattered leadership and many changes to the game and its script. Developers say they've been offered stock incentives and DoorDash credits in exchange for crunching, but the team still faces attrition as it works to finish the game. I think it was on Twitter where I saw people, well, I don't know if it was like an article on Twitter or something, but I forget. It was a little while back. And I saw on Twitter that, crunching doesn't really work and it's counterintuitive or counterproductive. Counterproductive is the word I'm going for. To actually, make your employees stay longer or whatever because you think you're getting more stuff done. But in reality, that's probably why the problem, why most games come out unfinished. And then they always have that patch later down the road, or they always have the roadmap. I feel bad for them, because, I don't know what leadership or different things. I'm pretty sure everybody's had a job where, the bosses, and it's not just, it's a two-way street. You have to have good employees. You have to have good leadership or good management or whatever, right? If you guys see it eye to eye, you get things done. If you don't see it eye to eye, then you take you don't complete the mission. It sucks to see that, developers, they have to crunch, and even then they still don't meet the criteria or the product they want to reach, and they hear it from the audience. But I don't know. That's why I guess I'm just like the half cup. Usually I look at the cup half empty, but for people who create things and like as a content creator, right, small time, to see somebody come out with a project so big that you need so many people, there's so many things that can go wrong and that you can make so many mistakes. So definitely, I don't know, give them a break. I understand why they come out with those patches or the first, whatever. So Fire Emblem Engage Expansion Pass adds 3 houses protagonist. Fire Emblem Engage will launch with a paid DLC in the form of an expansion pass that adds new in-game accessories, maps, and characters from other Fire Emblem games. Extra content will be released to pass holders across 4 ways throughout the 2023, according to a trailer at Thursday's Games Awards. The first wave will bring Edelgard, Dimitri, and Claude from Fire Emblem, 3 houses to the game, as well as the Dragon Princess Tiki, a reoccurring character in the series. The price of the pass was not included in the reveal. Fire Emblem Engage releases on Nintendo Switch January 20th. I'm familiar with the name, but I was never familiar with the game. I know Fire Emblem for the sole reason because of the Switch. That's it. Or not the Switch, excuse me. From Smash Bros. Smash Bros on GameCube. What is it, Marth and somebody else? I don't even know if they still exist. They could be dead for all I know in terms of the lore. But hey, that's all I got. I try my best to fake it, okay? So, to all you Death Stranding fans, congratulations. You're getting Death Stranding 2. Kojima Productions revealed the trailer for Death Stranding 2, the hotly anticipated sequel to 2019's Death Stranding. The trailer depicts Fragile, played by Lea Seydoux, running with a child in tow, presumably the baby BB-28 from the first game. Norman Reedus reprises his role as Sam Bridges, the protagonist of Death Stranding. A massive towing mech, this is the best way to describe it, built by an organization named Drawbridge, appears out of the muck, followed by a mysterious new character in a red mask and suit. Kojima came on stage and encouraged everyone to pick apart all the hints about the upcoming game inside the trailer. Kojima, whose games have been impressively prescient with future events, joked that he wrote Death Stranding 2's story to prevent another global disaster. So I think like most people who are Kojima fans, including I, you know, he really takes good care of the games, and hell, they're borderline movies, honestly. More like, well, actually, I would even say they're like interactive movies, because the gameplay in itself, well, look at Metal Gear. It was revolutionary, from the cameras to the stealth to whatever, you know, it changed. It's genre defining. I mean, the only one that you can possibly say that competes with that kind of stealth is probably a Splinter Cell. That's the only one that I can think of. And obviously they respect each other. You know, they've given nods to each other. And because, you know, most games, if they include a stealth portion or whatever, it's pretty lazy, it's pretty basic. And, you know, that's not to take away from them, because Kojima puts like extra care, love, and attention to his games. You know, I mean, MGS5 had its hiccups, and not because it wasn't perfect, but I think it was because, you know, with who was it? Konami? You know, the back and forth stuff, whatever. It was on his way out. I wish he got the IP back. That, and with Guillermo del Toro, I wish he did PT. I wish they, like everybody else, right? Like, surprise, surprise. That would have been wonderful to see. Who knows? You know, maybe they'll name it something else. I mean, you can't name it Silent Hill, or I don't know. I'm hearing though as well that Konami might actually license out their IPs, because, you know, they're just gonna have them sitting there. So who knows? Maybe you might get a crack at it. I don't think they'll help him, but hey, one can wish, right? Suicide Squad's getting a new game. It's called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And Kevin Conroy will be Batman in this final appearance, which is pretty damn cool. You guys got to check out the trailer. Definitely give it a watch. If you're a Kevin Conroy fan, you know, if growing up watching the animated series, if you know, shout out to him, RIP, rest in power. You're going to love this trailer, because I don't want to spoil it or anything. You know, there's people who are picky like that. But this trailer is going to make you, it's going to give you goosebumps a little bit. That towards the end. I promise you. And then I don't know if I mentioned this, but Stray wins Best Debut Indie Game of the Year. I heard a lot of good things about it. It's pretty cool. Let's see. This is what the Washington Post says. The indie hit Stray from French studio Blue 12 just won Best Debut Indie Game of the Year. I want to thank everyone involved in making this game, said producer Swan Martin Raggett. I hope I didn't, Rajay maybe? I don't know. I hope I didn't mess it up. Probably did. It was really a work of love and passion. Martin Rajay went on specifically to thank Stray's publisher, Annapurna Interactive, and the team's partners, families, dogs, and of course their cats. So I really apologize for butchering that one, but no matter how, Annapurna, Annapurna Interactive. It interests me, but it's not a game I would buy. I probably, you know, like everything else, if you're not sure, you YouTube it or you watch somebody stream it. And the next Bayonetta game is a prequel, Bayonetta Origins. Platinum Games announced Bayonetta Origins, Cereza and the Lost Demon, which depicts the eponymous hero as a child on a quest to save her mother. Before she was the witch known as Bayonetta, she was named Cereza. The upcoming prequel is a top-down action-adventure game, unlike the mainline games, which are in third person. The game is set to release March 17, 2023 on a Nintendo Switch. You know, I gotta get into some Bayonetta. I have the first game installed on my Xbox, and I never touched it. You know what it is? I don't know why, for some reason, though. I don't want to play that game until I beat DMC5. I don't know why. I just feel like, I know they have nothing to do with each other, but for some reason, I want to beat that game before I beat Bayonetta. I don't know. I'll take a crack at it soon. Supergiant Games announces Hades 2. Indie developer Supergiant Games announced Hades 2. The reveal trailer depicted a woman with a wreath crown fighting against a shadowy opponent in the witch's robes. Or in witch's robes, excuse me. The protagonist is on a quest to kill Kronos, the primordial Greek god of time, and to save her unnamed father. As with the first game, Hades 2 will be developed in early access. I never got to play the first one, and I had it installed as well from Game Pass. I should have played it. You know what it was? I've been waiting to get it on Switch, and now I know the Switch is underpowered, right? It could use an upgrade. But I feel like Hades is one of those games that you want to take around with you kind of deal. Like just lay in your bed, listen to some music, and just play some Hades. Because that's what it looked like to me, that kind of game. It'd be perfect for it, right? I could be wrong, but I should have tried it. I mean, still time, right? Al Pacino made an appearance. He presented an award for best performance. So this is what he said. In truth, I don't play a whole lot of video games, Pacino said, while adding that his children play and he's impressed. Pacino added that he's entertained by the unique, immersive way that video games tell their stories. Pacino said that as an actor, he learned that fundamentally, regardless of the platform an actor uses, it's about storytelling. He said he was here to celebrate actors in video games. And, I think that's a big step for a video game. I mean, the industry in itself is obviously in the lead compared to movies and music combined. But to have a nod from a veteran, seasoned actor, Hall of Fame, if you will, like Al Pacino, that means a lot. He may not give a shit about video games, but the fact that he's giving flowers to the upcomers, whoever's acting, because somebody has to do it, right? It'll probably open more doors for more celebrities, more actors to star in games, like Norman Reedus, Keanu Reeves. Who else? The guy that I mentioned, I forgot the guy from Kill Bill, Bill something. I can never pronounce his last name. Bill Madsen? Yeah. Anywho, I think that's pretty cool from Apple TV Plus. I mean, he's Scarface. I mean, with Scarface something. Okay. Hey, man, that's pretty cool what you're doing there, man. Look at the pretty pelican. I don't know why I always remember the pelicans from when he's arguing with his wife and then he's in the hot tub. He's like, come on, pelican. If you never watch it, you got to watch it. So that's about it for the Game Awards. There's other awards and other things I could have talked about, but I feel like I've been dragging on now. It's been almost 30 minutes on this. You could definitely check it out. WashingtonPost.com/videogames/2022/Game Awards. I think what I want to talk about now is tech news. And within tech news today, I wrote down the earthquake bed. This little nifty device is pretty cool. Seems like a coffin. Seems like a California coffin is what I would call it, because obviously if you're not from the US or you're not aware, California has many earthquakes. And so what this device does, essentially you're laying down in bed and it feels shaking for more than 15 seconds or something like that, a certain amount of time. The mattress collapses in and on itself with you in it. So like you're pulled in, then the sides or the top or maybe the mattress itself closes in. And reinforcing this is like iron bars or something. So in other words, imagine like you're like just shot down, right? Like you're going down the slide and then it just closes. You're in a box. And the iron bars, they're supposed to be resistant to, they'll hold you into debris, whatever. And it's supposed to be ventilated or air conditioned or something like that. I forgot how it went, but essentially it's supposed to hold you for a couple hours until they find you. You could put food, water, like you could store things around. It's like, it's pretty nifty if I would say so myself. I don't know. I just thought it was cool to talk about it. I think I just brought that up to fill the spot. I don't know how much it costs, and I don't even know if I would invest on it, because I think I had one experience with one earthquake. It was like a mini tremble, if anything. It wasn't really a real earthquake. I'm not even sure if it was that, because I was living, so where I lived, it was, I would say, maybe 3 stories high, pretty high, old Victorian home. And it was pretty windy. We lived on the mountains, so out here in Jersey. So it's pretty windy, and it could have been that the house was shaking because of the wind. It was a windy day that day, I remember, because coming in, it was like fall or something like that. But I felt like shaking. I don't know if it was an earthquake or the wind. And so I can only imagine if debris started falling and everything. I don't know. I get the fuck out. I'm pretty sure that's easier said than done, though, right? Like, who wouldn't think of that? But like when it happens, you're kind of SOL. Go check it out. The earthquake bed. Alrighty. Time for some sports. All right. This week I have jotted down Baker Mayfield signs with the Rams. And that's that might be an underrated pickup. As much as everybody rags on Baker Mayfield, obviously he's better than nothing. Hate it or love it, he's better than nothing, in my opinion. Now, see, as a Giants fan, I'm kind of happy where he's at, because, hell, I don't want him to win anything, but I'm happy where he's at, because I remember when he was saying some shit about Daniel Jones. He said, I had to pull up the website, and this is what he said. I cannot believe the Giants took Daniel Jones, Mayfield told GQ back in 2019. It blows my mind. Some people overthink it. That's where people go wrong. They forget you got to win. Well, who's laughing now, Mr. Baker Mayfield? Hey, man, but no, hopefully he does better. Daniel Jones himself, honestly, he's trying to earn that contract along with Saquon. I think those two are going to be around with the Giants for a long, long time, barring any injuries or any mishaps. And I'm happy for that, because I really like Daniel Jones as a person. Saquon too. They seem like down to earth guys. They seem like they're about the team, the franchise, and winning. Now for Baker, this is really probably his last stop if he doesn't make it work, because, well, he might have a shot next year as well, because Matthew Stafford, he's getting old, and Lord knows how long he's going to play. Baker, he still has some years to go, obviously, and if he does well, they could probably build around him. And they stole him for free, essentially. I think they only paid like $1.9 million around there, because they had to pick up the tab on it. But hey, we'll see what goes. Let's see. Britney Griner is free from a Russian gulag. So we made a trade. If you're not aware, Britney Griner is a professional WNBA player who went over to Russia to play some basketball or something like that, make an appearance. However, on departing the country, when she was about to leave back to America, they found some weed or something like that, like a cartridge pen. And, well, she got locked up for it, and they wouldn't let her go. Until recently, we made a trade for Britney Griner, and that trade entailed Britney Griner for the Merchant of Death. You heard that right. The Merchant of Death. That's what they call him in Russia. So apparently this guy is well known in the black market for selling millions of dollars in arms to foreign terrorists that helped kill Americans. So if you're not on social media, Twitter was in an uproar, depending on who you were. Some people were happy for Britney, right? But others thought we didn't get enough because we gave up for somebody. The argument was we gave up Britney, who made the mistake on herself, right? Because say what you want about foreign policies or whatever. Right? When you go to somebody's country, whether you think it's right or wrong, it's their house. You got to follow their rules. For example, I'm a big fan of Japan. Japan is very strict over there with crime, if you will. And crime to them would also include, I think, marijuana. I don't think I think that's a no-no. So like, if you consume marijuana, you're over here in the States, it's legal, depending where you are, like the US, New Jersey, Arizona, California, whatever, right? But Japan hasn't gotten there yet, or if they will. But that's their country. You know, you have to follow their rules. That's why, depending where you live and depending where you might be happy with your culture, you might not. But I digress. Going back to Britney should have followed the rules. She should have been known what she was getting herself into and follow them strictly, especially Russia. See, I don't fuck around with Russia, China, anywhere that's out where, out in the middle of somewhere like their land kind of deal. Because I don't know, man, them Russians wild. They be riding bears and I don't know. I put it this way, I see some freaky shit with Russians. Wasn't too, it wouldn't enlighten your day if I just described it, put it that way. Kind of made me sad. But anywho, going back to the thing, I get sidetracked sometimes. So going back to the argument for Twitter, some people were like, oh, we gave up the Merchant of Death for Britney Griner, and yet there's a Marine who is incarcerated over there who we should get. Apparently, Micah Parsons, a linebacker or defensive end, a football player, if you will, a football player for the Cowboys, he even said we should have gotten the Marine that's in the Russian gulag. We should have traded for him as well, or instead of Britney Griner. But then he later he tweeted later that he apologized because he wasn't aware that we tried to trade for both Britney Griner and the Marine. That was news to me too, because I didn't know. Like, everybody's saying the same thing. We should have got the Marine. He served for us. How are we gonna leave him? Russia knew what they were doing. They had every intent to make that deal. It was smart. It was a smart thing for them. Obviously we got this piece that you want, and politics aside, I'm not politically affiliated by no means, but in terms of business, that made sense. Cause like the administration over here in the US is obviously, when you run once, you want to run twice. You want to run 8 years. So what's going to help you with the popular vote? Try to get the famous WNBA star out, especially with the prior administration. They exonerated a couple well-known celebrities, rappers, whatever, from some charges. And so that made him popular amongst folks. So this new administration is probably trying to follow suit, as well as that the hate it or love it, the approval rate is not so high for this administration. It's a shame that politics play a role into like most things, because the world would be so much easier if we did things because it was the right thing to do and just play it straight. But I can sit here and talk about that kind of thing all day and just run in a circle. But yeah, that's essentially the Britney Griner thing. I mean, welcome home. On the next sports topic, we got Kyrie Irving becoming a shoe free agent as Nike drops him. So if you're not aware, Kyrie Irving is a Brooklyn Nets basketball superstar. And recently he's been in the news, along with Kanye, allegedly posting something anti-Semitic or retweeting something anti-Semitic, because what he retweeted was a film that had very controversial ideas and stuff. I think it was like the Holocaust was a hoax, or I don't know. I don't want to put words in this man's mouth or anything like that, but it was something with anti-Semitism. I know that much. And so when that happened, the Brooklyn Nets franchise wanted him to apologize in public and they had like a list that what he had to do, like he had to go to like classes and donate money and whatever. Like, his profession was in jeopardy. Like, they were about to cut this man loose. There was talk. I tell you what, they would have cut him loose had he not been Kyrie Irving or as talented as he was. They would have let him loose. But let me backtrack a little bit. On this shoe that he's wearing, you can tell it was one of his old Nike shoes. He wrote, "I am free. Thank you, God, I am." And not to get into too much of what's right or what's wrong, or who's right or who's wrong. I just want to say that hopefully he is truly happy. I hope he truly finds happiness amongst all this shenanigans that's going on, and the world seems a little lost, if you will. You know, it's just a crazy times. It's somewhere along the road we just lost our way. Whether we're too uptight or we're just not neighborly, or I'm not saying that there's never bad time, never a bad moment, or whatever, but I wish we could just slow down. I feel like we're just in a rush, or in a rush to like hate people, in a rush to condemn people or whatever. Like, you know, instead of trying to help somebody, we're easier to just toss them into the bush or whatever, kick them while they're down, whatever saying you want to say. Sometimes we just got to breathe, right? Well, I hope Kyrie is happy. I hope the people on the other side, whoever he offended, I hope they forgive him. And I hope whether he maintains his beliefs or whatever, I mean, I hope everybody's okay. I hope everybody can learn from this situation, move on, and try to become a better person themselves. And that's all. I'm going to ride the fence on this one. On a related note with basketball, on a related note with basketball, the Utah Jazz pulled off a clutch win against the Golden State Warriors. It was a crazy play. If you didn't watch it, or if you're not a basketball fan, and I don't blame you, like if you're an old head or a veteran and not as fond as basketball is now, because essentially it's a 3-point, you know, it's a 3-point hoist up these days, barring some players. Some players still go to the rack. But anyway, Utah pulled off an immaculate play. They played, it was like 1 second or 2 seconds left, and then they essentially shut down. They stole the ball from Golden State, grabbed it, shot it, made a 3-point, and I don't know. You got to check it out. Check out the video. I'm not doing it any justice, but you got to check it out. And that's why I love basketball. You know, it's so much fun to watch. You're never done until that buzzer rings. Now for some good old soccer. Yes, soccer. America's favorite sport. So, this World Cup, I gotta tell you, first and foremost, I'm not a big fan or knowledgeable into soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. I only know because a friend, my best friend, who loves soccer, who knows a lot about it, and he just, whatever, echoes the things, and I just like, oh. I say, whatever. You can tell me Serena Williams is on the team, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, whatever. Magic Johnson, whatever. And, but no, I've been watching a little bit of the World Cup, and it's exciting. I was rooting for Japan, but Japan is out, and I'm sad about that. I love the Japanese. I love the culture. I love the women. I love the anime, all of that stuff. Not a weeb, but I really appreciate their culture. What I love about their culture, like in terms of for the World Cup team, is how every time they play an opponent, they leave the stuff very clean and respectfully. Even the fans, they don't just litter or whatever you want to call it. These folks, we can learn a lot. As Americans, we can learn a lot from the Japanese, and but I also think they can learn a little bit from us too. I like that they respect other people's opinions, and they're very shy people, very, I don't know if docile is the correct term, but they respect it so much that they keep their true feelings and everything. They essentially lie to you, right? They give you this false whatever opinion, or you could say something, oh, does this look nice? It looks ugly on you, but they won't tell you. They're going to be kind to you by lying to you. But I wish, they would be just a little bit. But I understand in their culture it's different. Again, it's their house. They do it different ways. But as an American, I'll be like, you know what? Tell me what you think. But no, shout out to the Japanese soccer team. They made it far, but then they got waxed. Get them next. I was gonna say get them next year, but get them in the next World Cup. And so who we got left? I think we have Argentina, essentially, Morocco, France, England, Portugal. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping we see Messi and Ronaldo. That's primetime TV. I know everybody will say it's rigged or whatever, but come on, how do you not want to see? That's like in terms of anime, that's like Goku versus Vegeta. You pick whoever you want Goku and Vegeta to be, but come on, like that's Batman and the Joker. Come on, it has to happen. But if it doesn't, hey, whatever. As long as Ronaldo or Messi wins. One of them deserve a World Cup, man. All that greatness, it'd be nice as a casual for me, an outsider, to see somebody cap it off with a win. That's like Michael Jordan without winning any rings, right? If he didn't win any rings, all that greatness that you accomplished, and you couldn't finish the job. Now, granted, it's a team sport and it's a team award, technically, right? It's not just one person, but to add to their resume, they were part of this team that accomplished greatness. That would make me, I'd be like, wow, And I think, excuse me, and I think for Americans, I'm pretty sure from what I've seen on Twitter, most people don't give a shit about soccer. But if you see somebody great who accomplishes something, right? For example, like we had Michael Jordan, the whole world was on notice. They were just like, wow, in awe. I think we would be in awe as well, a little bit. We would give props to whoever the GOAT would be. I'm happy. I'm happy with the results. Either or. All right, going over to baseball a little bit. Now, don't kill me, because the last time I followed baseball truly was like in 2005 when we had Jason Giambi, Hideki Matsui, Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, all them boys, right? That's the last time. Only reason I followed them was because I had MLB 2K05, 2K5, something like that. I forgot what it was called, but it was fun as hell because especially when you put the cheat codes in and then you start just hitting everything, bombers, just fire, gone. It was a fun game. Baseball is fun to play, in my opinion, video game wise, because you could speed it up. In real life, it's just a little slow. And I played it myself in high school. I sucked. I'll tell you that story on a different day. But let's see. We have Aaron Judge re-signing with the Yankees for 9 years. That's right. I'm a fake Yankees fan, if you will. And by that I mean I'm just a casual. I don't really know anything about this team or whatever. I know there's I played MLB The Show, so I know there's what's his name? The other guy that hits really hard. Giancarlo Stanton? I think that's his name. It's Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton. The pitcher's really good too. And along with this baseball news, besides Aaron Judge re-signing, well, let me give you the take. So Aaron Judge re-signing 9 years and it's a big amount of money. I think it was like 360 million. I mean, he could have, a lot of people were saying that he could have went home to San Francisco. But I think he likes to be a Yankee because maybe, I don't know why he resigned. I hope they ask him. If they do, I'll follow up, but 360 million is not bad either. It doesn't take too hard to convince, right? And good for him because he definitely earned that money with this season. Because I think he was like, he broke a record or something. He hit a lot of balls and really hard too. That man is talented. I mean, he's a big man, right? What, he's like 6'6", 6'8", something like that. Just a giant. And then also with baseball, we have DeGrom going to the Rangers. Now, I know this guy because I used to trade for him in MLB The Show to the Yankees. So, this team was pretty damn good. So he used to be on the New York Mets, right? I used to work for, I was a paraprofessional and I used to have a head teacher who was a Mets fan. or who is a Mets fan, but I don't work there anymore. So, but he was saying that, DeGrom is a talent that they should keep him. But it's a shame that he went to the Rangers because we won't see him over here on the East Coast as much. But good for him. He went to the Rangers. The last time, I think, who was it? It was Randy Johnson, right? Randy Johnson was on the Rangers, like a big time pitcher. I don't know who. Obviously, they got a big time pitcher now in DeGrom, but it was Randy Johnson, and he was a big deal. The reason I know about him was backyard baseball. That was fun. Shout out to George. George, I don't know where you were at or if you ever remember me, but you were a cool guy. Showed me a lot of video games. Jack 2, the backyard baseball, backyard football, whatever. Anywho, I hope DeGrom does well. But anywho, next topic. All right, so I got 2 topics left. One topic is remembering Paul Mooney. I was watching some stand-up comedy from Paul Mooney, and I just wanted you guys to know how funny he is. He's a very funny man. If you don't know, he used to write for Richard Pryor. I think he helped write on Dave Chappelle a little bit, like some skits. A lot of people look up to this man, and with good reason, because he was very influential for many years. He wrote on a lot of shows. I mean, I can't even do it justice, though. Like all the accolades that he's received, and everything, like all different TV shows that he's been a part of. I think radio, movies. But definitely check out his stand-up. Now, it may be a little dated, obviously, because he talks about topics that are happening around the country at that time, but some of it still holds weight, obviously. That's the gift that comics, they have. Like when they talk about something, it could hold weight. It may be different people, different situations, but a lot of what he says is still just like George Carlin. And I hope I said his name right. I always butcher people's name, but I'm in the ballpark. I first heard about Paul Mooney or seen Paul Mooney when he was on that sketch by Dave Chappelle on the Chappelle Show, Ask a Black Guy. And I thought that was the most hilarious thing at the time to be said. And also, he was Negro Damas, which was even funnier. White people love Wayne Brady because Wayne Brady makes Brian Gumbel look like Malcolm X. You'll get it if you watch the Chappelle Show. Definitely check out his stand-up. It's called Analyzing White America. It's from 2004, I believe. The other one that I think I checked out was Know Your History, Jesus is Black, So is Cleopatra. I believe I watched that one. Not sure. I have to see the film. I have to see where he's doing the venue. If I can see the venue, I know that I've seen it or not. But the other stand-ups, he has Race, 1993, Master, which is his first one. The second one is Masterpiece. Then we have Analyzing White America, Know Your History, Jesus is Black. Then we have It's the End of the World in 2010. Another one from 2010 is Shaquille O'Neal's All-Star Comedy Jam. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't know he was there. And then 2012, The Godfather of Comedy. So, give those a check. And, yeah. Remember Paul Mooney. Last thing before I sign off, I just want to throw out a song that I've been bumping to that I don't know. You may or may not like him. You may have heard of him. His name is Afroman, and he came out with a new album. I think it's called Lemon Pound Cake. Let me check before I mess that up. Let's see. The particular song that I'm talking about is Holding On, which is a damn good song. You know Afroman from the song Crazy Rap or Colt 45 and 2 Zigzags, or the other one, Because I Got High. That's the same guy. He's pretty damn cool. His Twitter's funny. His Twitter's funny. And let me see. Let me check that. It's called Lemon Pound Cake. I was right. I listened to a few of the songs on the album. Look, this man loves his music. He loves the the instrument. He does it all. I believe he does it most of it himself. So he's been doing it for decades. Check out the album. But like I said, particularly the songs that I like is Holding On. It's just that one speaks to your soul. And like all the instruments, I'm not even a music junkie or smarty pants like that. Like I don't know instruments, whatever. But on this one, like a casual myself can like hear all the instruments and everything. Like the production quality for somebody like, you know, that's independent, pretty damn good. And you know, that's, you put it past, you know, for somebody who's independent, you don't think it's the same on par as somebody who's signed to something, but nah, Afroman does this, but he puts out good stuff. So Holding On, Wet Tight Energy, and I think that's it. Those are the two songs that you should check out from his new album, Lemon Pound Cake. This album came out November 12th, and I like Holding On. Another song from a different album. All right, this is what I got, right, from listening to the other songs. I got Holding On, Wet Tight Energy, Colt 45. Then we got the Crazy Rap, but Palmdale Sessions. That one's good. Like, it's like he goes back to Crazy Rap, like the Colt 45 and 2 Zigzags, but he redoes it in like a more modern rendition, which is pretty cool. Then he has Old and Fat from Lemon Pound Cake. And that song right there is pretty damn funny. Check it out on YouTube. The music video is pretty cool. So, I think that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's listening. I appreciate your time. Thank you for listening to me babble about different topics. Definitely let me know what I should talk about. I'm here for a dialogue. I'm here for a conversation. Can't you tell? I'm lonely. Nah, but in all seriousness, I apologize if it's a little rough. Still learning the ropes around this podcast and thing, but we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it right, and more to come for me. I might do this a monthly thing for now. Don't hold me to it, but I'll be putting them out now because I'm also working on YouTube's, and every once in a while I stream. Twitch.tv/AlphaBangBang. Find me on YouTube, find me on Twitch, and I'll be doing these podcasts. I might get into doing some AMP. I don't know if you heard about it, but it's AMP on Amazon, and essentially you're your own DJ. You could take calls, and you just have a good time. We'll see. I have a lot of stuff in store. So, as I like to sign off, adios, sayonara, bye-bye. Have a good one, folks.